Hi, I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Yes, my friends, once again, it is time for the 8-Minute Bible Study. I'm your host, Pastor Nyesha McCauley, and once again, it is time to boldly go where most won't dare. And of course, that is into the life-changing, life-giving, everlasting Word of the Most High God. 8-Minute Bible Study, as you do know, for those of you who have been joining us, we've been studying out of the New Unger's Bible Dictionary, a publication that is quite old, and I guess it's still around. As the case may be. Studying grace, God's grace. Any attitude outside of God's grace is deception. Any attitude outside of God's mercy is deception. Any attitude outside of God's love is deception. Now, we've been going over grace, and today we're going to go over a little bit about mercy. Now, as we transitioned here into mercy, here we go. Mercy. All right. Talked a little bit about this yesterday. I want to drive home the point of mercy and the fact that mercy is something that is not necessarily deserved. And so, even though our general rule is that we don't do review, we pick it up where we were when we were last together as a general rule. I feel compelled to go over this one more time. So I'm going to read out of the Unger's Bible Dictionary one more time, definition of mercy here. Mercy is a form of love determined by the state or condition of the object. Now, as you recall, yesterday I talked about I used the analogy of the movie theater ticket that was $1, one person had 99 cents, the other person had a penny. Well, you know, the Bible talks about the employer, all right, or the individual who came to work at the last hour of the day, and the person that had worked all day. And the way we process stuff in this day and age, we think it unfair that an individual who, let's say, worked 8 hours gets the same pay as an individual who works 1 hour. And what the word establishes with that is the mercy of he who has to mete out to others. It is up to the individual who has the means to do with those means as he sees fit. It is not up to the individual who has the need to make a demand on he who has the means. So let's put this in perspective as it relates to you, me, and God. God sees our need as being in great deficit. We miss the mark of God's righteous perfection. And you have to understand that as it relates to a relationship with the almighty and perfect and righteous God, it isn't a democracy. It isn't because we feel we have a right to, therefore, by virtue of our self-proclaimed status of in how shall we say, you owe me. That's not quite the way it works. We are not in a position to be in the presence of holiness and righteousness, no more than the darkness can demand to be in the presence of light. Now, I use that analogy on purpose because darkness is the absence of light. It's not the opposite. It's the absence. And where there is light, darkness cannot abide. It just can't. Where there is righteousness, sin, unrighteousness cannot abide. back away from sin and use righteousness. Unrighteousness cannot abide in the presence of righteousness. When righteousness is present, unrighteousness is laid to waste. A lie cannot abide in the presence of the truth. Where there is truth, there is no lie. For a lie is the absence of the truth. In order for a lie to be sustained, the truth must be kept at bay. Such is the position that we are in when it comes to God. Unless something is done to establish a means by which we can be in God's presence, we are laid to waste in His presence. We can't abide in His presence. God intended for us to be eternal beings. That's why there is an eternity separated from God, which we refer to as hell or the lake of fire and brimstone, or an eternal damnation, because you're meant to be eternal. So the question isn't whether or not you're going to live forever. The question is, where will you spend that eternity? Spending that eternity with God in His presence is because of His mercy. Do you understand what I'm saying, or where I'm going with this now? All right. So God sees your need as being in great deficit. So He balances the scales by providing for you the means by which you can abide with Him. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him or put their faith in Him should have everlasting life. So it's not a matter of a right that you have. It's a matter of His love for you. And because of His love, Him providing the mercy. And from the mercy, the grace. So God sees your need and He provides for you the deficit. That deficit is paid for in full with the blood of the Lamb. So whether you miss the mark by 2 feet or 1,000,000 feet, you're brought into the presence by what God has done. His work. His grace is sufficient. His grace is sufficient because His mercy has paid the price, and the price paid is the atoning work of Jesus Christ on the cross at Calvary. All right? That's it. My friends, our 8 minutes is unfortunately over. And so, we will be here tomorrow to do it once again. The 8-minute Bible study with me, Pastor Nyesha McCauley, helping you to keep it real, giving you the power to walk by faith and not by sight. Stop being an apologist and stand up for something that matters. Jesus loved you enough to shed His life's blood on Calvary's cross. Now it's your responsibility to go out and tell someone else. Stay strong in the faith. Remember, when it's all said and done, the only thing you need to know is this fact: Jesus is Lord of Lords and King of Kings. He alone saves and changes lives. Like it, share it with a friend. See you real soon. Bye-bye.